Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Happy July 4th, 250 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Hey, listen, happy Independence Day, cool kids. Today, America celebrates 250 years of freedom. And think about that for a second, ladies and gentlemen. For 250 years, people have fought, sacrificed. They dreamed and for that opportunity to live free. But here's the question I want to ask you today. I want you to wrestle with today. Are you free? Not politically, personally, spiritually, professionally, emotionally, because I've met people with financial freedom who still aren't free. They're not. I've met entrepreneurs making millions who are prisoners to fear, and I've met with some incredible people with some amazing titles who secretly feel trapped. Maybe, just maybe, the greatest prison isn't the one with walls. Maybe it's the one between our two ears. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Childlike Faith Podcast here in the Fun Life community. And this just so happens to be something to smile about Saturday, because I'm telling you guys what the interesting thing about the Childlike Faith Podcast is. It is the podcast for you Christian entrepreneurs who want to grow and scale your business so that you can achieve the financial freedom you're looking for without sacrificing your time, your family, your faith, or your joy. So welcome to the Fun Life community here on the Childlike Faith Podcast. And today, boys and girls, we're going to be talking about the big idea of what it means to be free. So today, I just want to submit something, right? An idea. Freedom isn't simply the absence of chains. Freedom is the presence of purpose. A paycheck can provide security. I get it. I know. I understand. A calling provides significance. A job pays the bills. A calling builds the legacy. One can disappear overnight. The other was written into your life before you ever took your first breath. I'm telling you guys. Oh, you want Bible? I got Bible for you, right? Jeremiah, he preached. God said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Imagine hearing that. Your purpose existed before your profession. Your calling existed before your career, which means you're much bigger than your business card. You really are. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today, because here's the thing. It's an identity trap. And here's where many entrepreneurs quietly struggle. Okay? They've built their identity around something temporary. I'm a realtor, a loan officer, an insurance agent, an executive, a sales manager, right? Those are all just titles. These are wonderful professions. Nothing wrong with it. But they aren't who you are. They're not your identity. And so what happens when the market crashes? Because it will, and it has, right? The company sells, titles changes, retirement comes, children leave alone, right? What happens? Just things continue to happen. And so if your identity is your title, life becomes super, super frightening. But when your identity is your calling, everything changes. Everything just changes. So here's my own reflection. Here's the thing. Over the last several weeks, God has reminded me of something. I had the privilege of emceeing the Achieve Business Explosion Conference in Denver, Colorado. I met entrepreneurs from all over the country. I stood on a stage with Forbes Riley. I emceed. I introduced some incredible speakers. I built some amazing friendships. I'm going back in August for another networking thing that they do there. I watched new opportunities begin to unfold. Then I came home and served at the East Texas. Actually, before that, I served at the East Texas Leadership Summit. We celebrated some leadership milestones at Rose Toasters. I did a presentation for the kidpreneurs from the Empower.net organization. And somewhere in all of those experiences, one thought kept coming to the forefront of my prefrontal cortex, right? None of those opportunities happened because of my title. They didn't. They happened because I kept saying yes to my calling. And that realization hit home tremendously. That changed me, because once you start to do that, all of a sudden you get to really find your voice. You find your niche. And here's what I know. I don't know a lot of things, but here's what I do know. Your story cannot be automated. AI can generate words, but it can't generate your testimony. It can't generate your experience. It can't recreate the scars. It can't duplicate your journey. It can't imitate the way God has worked in your life. And so your voice is your fingerprint. There has never been another one like you, another person to walk like you, talk like you, look like you, right? Close similarities, right? The doppelganger, I get it. There's never been. So, and there will never be another again, right? Often imitated, never duplicated, the champion of the world. So why? Why are we hiding? Why are you hiding? I used to do it myself. I get it. I understand. I know. I've been there. I'm not judging you, but I'm trying to tell you, right? Most people don't need another certification. They need permission. And that's what I did in Denver is I gave everybody permission to really step out of their comfort zone, permission to stop pretending, permission to stop performing, permission to stop, just do. If anything, I gave them permission to become, right? We're not human beings. We're human becomings. We're human. We're going somewhere. We're not going to stop there, right? Freedom begins. Here's the thing. I want you to write this down. Freedom begins when you stop asking, what do people expect me to be? And start asking, who did God create me to become? Who did God create you to become? That's what I'm trying to ask you. Just go ahead and write it down. Think about that. When you think about who did God create me to become? So today, the Declaration, right? The Declaration of Independence. 250 years, USA. Happy birthday to you, right? So today, on America's 250th birthday, I'd like to invite you to make your own declaration. This is going to be a great exercise. You're going to want to do this one. You can come back and watch the recording, or this is live. You can't pause this, but you can always come back and watch the recording, right? It'll stay up for 30 days, or email me, DM me, and I'll shoot you the recording. You can go to the YouTube channel. It'll be posted on there here in just a little bit. It's actually live streaming live there right now as well. So here's the thing. You're not making a declaration for a country, but to yourself. Declare that I, you, us, we will no longer build our identity around a title. We will no longer hide our gifts intended to bless others. We will no longer wait until we're ready. So we're going to choose to discover our calling. We're going to choose to step out of our comfort zone. We're going to choose to develop our voice. We're going to choose to grow our influence and steward our legacy. That, boys and girls, is something to smile about. That, ladies and gentlemen, sounds like freedom. All right. This episode of Something to Smile About, Small Business Saturday, is proudly brought to you by Fun Life Coaching. Let me put that back up here. The Fun Life Coaching. What is the Fun Life Coaching, right? We're helping Christian entrepreneurs to discover their calling, develop their voice. And if anything else, what we're going to build is the person God can trust to lead what he's called you to build. And if you'd like a free resources, one of the things that I love to do is networking in person. And I've got a phenomenal, right? F-U-N, phenomenal resource and guide to help you do that. And all you got to do is text the word Fun Life, right? The complete word Fun Life to 33777. You're going to receive a practical relationship building strategies that's going to help you to create meaningful connections and help you to really build and open doors personally and professionally, because sometimes the next breakthrough begins with one conversation. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so what are we talking about? We're talking about freedom, and we're talking about declaring our independence. But here's the thing. We've got to take authority. That is the secret sauce. That is exactly what you're going to want to lean into, because authority isn't something people give you. Authority is something you earn. It's something that you have to go out there and get it. So not through titles, again, don't confuse it for titles, but through transformation, because people trust those who have walked through the fire, right? The fire will test you, and still you're able to carry the hope, right? Your pain may be preparing you for your platform. I'm coaching with a couple of people right now, and they're going through this, and I get it. I wish it would just all be revealed, but that's not how it works. I can't tell you, right? Your struggle, right? Maybe it may be your message just might be coming out of your mess. You've heard that riff before, right? So maybe your signature message, your testimony, maybe it's becoming someone else's breakthrough, right? I've told people at Toastmasters right now, we are writing somebody else's survival guide, because we really are. So, all right, here's the invitation. We got a networking event we're going to go to here in our community of Tyler, Texas, the booming metropolis of Tyler, Texas. And so here's my invitation, right? Maybe you're just listening today. Maybe you're watching live. Maybe you're on the recording, right? And something inside of you keeps wishing or keeps whispering, there's more. Yes, you know deep down inside you were created for more. More impact, more purpose, more joy, more influence, more obedience. Maybe God isn't calling you to quit your job tomorrow. Maybe he's calling you to stop letting your job define who you are. Maybe your business isn't the destination. Maybe it's just the vehicle to be able to fulfill your calling. I'm telling you guys, trying to keep this simple. I want to make this easy for you. Well, I take that back. It's never going to be easy, but I do want to keep it simple, right? And so if today's conversation, if today's episode has stirred something inside of you, I'd love to be able to continue it. I'm opening a limited number of complimentary entrepreneur strategy sessions, not because I want to convince you to hire a coach, but because I want to help you to answer that question that's been burning deep down inside. What is my next faithful step? And together, we're going to explore, where are you? What's keeping you stuck? What's your unique authority? Where is that? Because your unique authority already exists. You just need help clarifying that message. And guess what I do every Friday? We help people build the businesses around your calling instead of your title. No pressure. Again, no pressure, just clarity. Right? So DM me the word calling. We'll set that up where I can shoot you I'll put the link down in the comment section for you to go ahead and book your complimentary strategy session. Or you can text the word Fun Life, right? Again, Fun Life to 33777. I'll send you the phenomenal networking guide, the networking made fun and simple. And we're going to discover what your next chapter looks like. Bless me. That one snuck up on me. All right, here we go. Let's wrap this up and get out of here. Final declaration. As we celebrate 250 years of American freedom, don't forget, the greatest freedom you'll ever experience in any lifetime is becoming the person God always knew you could become. Find your voice, find your freedom, because when you do, you won't simply build a successful business, you'll build a life that points people toward hope. And that, cool kids, is something to smile about. Remember, we're not just building a business. We're going to build a person that God can trust to lead it. So until next time, keep smiling, keep serving, keep growing, and keep living that fun life, my boys and my ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And that, cool kids, is something to smile about, because as I said earlier in Jeremiah, right, he says he knew you before he formed you. He knew you. And Romans 11:29 reminds us that God's gifts and his call are irrevocable. All right, boys and girls, it is right at the top of the hour. Love you, appreciate you. Hey, come back next week as we start to continue unpacking this and help you kind of walk alongside this. Again, this is the Childlike Faith Podcast in the Fun Life community that helps for the Christian entrepreneur who wants to grow and scale their business so that they can achieve the financial freedom they're looking for without sacrificing their time, their family, their faith, or their joy. All right, I'm out of here. Adios.